Alrighty, Music Roundtable Radio listeners, it is now time for a 2-hour block window here with the No Skip Show on Music Roundtable Radio. If you have not listened before, hello, my name is Travis Platt. I serve as the creative director of the No Skip Show, and I'm here to present you so much different kinds of content here on Music Roundtable Radio. We have interviews coming out. We have so many. We have interviews dropping on this episode with Naul from Mental Cruelty. We have an interview with Face Yourself. We have an interview with Signs of the Swarm, all amazing deathcore bands that we got from the Halloween show, hometown show for Signs of the Swarm. And it's going to be awesome. All members, all bands provided so much insight on their music. And we're also releasing here exclusively for the premiere of an interview with FC done by Ellie Durham. You need to check it out. It is on this episode. But we're going to go ahead and open things up with they're going to be playing Preserving Underground. They are playing on it's next Friday. It is January 29th. They are a hardcore band based out of New Jersey. One of the most energetic live shows that you'll see. The song is Currency. The band is Bayway, New Jersey, on the No Skip Show by Music Roundtable Radio.
Check. Oh, shit. Money talks, let that bullshit walk. Acting hard, but we know that you soft. You talking shit, but you ain't backing it up. You need to take my advice, sit down and shut the fuck up. If I'm lying, then I'm dying, cause I know that you a bitch. And if I beat your fucking ass, I bet you run and then you snitch. Cause you talk behind my back, to my face you gon' switch. And then you run and tell your girl why he treat me like this. Put him on blast, they ain't doing shit. You can be erased, that means you won't exist. Everybody's scared, everybody's sore. They ain't doing shit, I think they all are. I know poverty is currency, snakes that never heard of me sit around and worship me. Man, this shit is absurd to me. Committing perjury, lying on the stand, talking like you ain't a stand, but you just a super fan. Poverty is currency, snakes that never heard of me sit around and worship me. Man, this shit is absurd to me. Committing perjury, you lying on the stand, talking like you ain't a stand, but you just a super fan. Kicking the door, waving a 4-4. All you always play about to bring it to you up. Brain book on a pocket, bitch, I'm cold white. You gonna lose your bitch, cause you're fucking right. I know you pussy cause you steady shopping. Might be close behind, but I'm shadow boxing. I'm too smooth, I make them sick. You don't like baby, you a dead bitch. Oh, you mad? You're the whole imposters. Choke hold on the game and I hold it hostage. I'm too smooth, I'll make them sick. You don't like baby, you a dead bitch. I know that poverty is currency. Snakes that never heard of me sit around and worship me. Removing it from my dick would take surgery. Perjury, you lying on the stand, talking like you ain't some stands, but you just a super fan. So I'm back and teaching lessons. It's nothing but a projection. It's sloppy, it's a confession. Your mind is my possession. When I say bayway, they say motherfucker. If you don't like that, you a bitch, little sucker. It's Jersey. Act like you ain't fucking heard of me. Bayway, motherfucker. Bitch. Pussy ass hoe, motherfucker. Ain't doing shit, talking a lot of shit ass motherfucker. Fuck you. Eat a dick, bitch. You ain't shit, never been shit, never gonna be shit. I ain't talking too fast, you listening too slow. Keep running, pussy, bitch.
Alright, that was Currency by Bayway, New Jersey on Music Roundtable Radio by the No Skip Show. Now, like I said, we have so many different interviews lined up for you today on the show, And hopefully you guys enjoy it. I mean, the snowstorm is inevitable. It is coming. We're snowed in. Many of us, myself included, as well as Sean O'Donnell, are sick due to. It seemed like everybody got sick at the Haywire show last week, and I was one of them that got sick and have been stuck in bed for the better part of a week. But I digress. Sean, I know, has missed work a lot this week. It's tough out here. But I'm here to provide some insight on some Halloween interviews that we did. We're going to start it off. Special thank you to the tour manager for hooking us up with interviews with nearly the entire 6-band lineup. They will be coming periodically over the next week or two. You don't want to miss this. And the first one that we did was with a band that from Germany. We got to talk to Raul, the guitarist of the band Mental Cruelty. If you're into deathcore music, you'll really like them. And we talked about their upcoming new music, separating themselves in a somewhat saturated market of deathcore these days, and what's the future for Mental Cruelty here in the States. So I want to go ahead and open up with a song by the band. And I could play any songs really, but I'm going to go ahead and feature their newest single that came out in 2025. It is featuring the Pittsburgh-based band Signs of the Swarm and their fellow tour mates. The song is Helheim by Mental Cruelty and Signs of the Swarm. Interview is immediately following that, featuring our former interviewer, but it was still worth noting here on the show. Myself, I put a lot of work into this, and behind the scenes, we put a lot of work into these interviews to make sure that they would come out. And here they are once again. The song is Helheim by Mental Cruelty and Signs of the Swarm on the No Skip Show by the Music Roundtable Radio.
Hey, what's up, guys? We are here to represent the No Skip Show. I am Kay in the pit. We are here on Halloween. We're ready for this show. This lineup is stacked. We got a couple bands who are able to speak to us, and we cannot wait to show you. All right. Sorry about that. We are here with Mental Cruelty. And so, who are you, and where are you guys from?
I'm Nawal, the guitarist from Mental Cruelty, and I do the clean vocals as well. And we're from Karlsruhe, Germany.
All right. Now, how would you describe your sound to someone who has never listened to you guys?
I would say kind of like a mixture of black metal, deathcore. I don't know, maybe like Dimmu Borgir on crack with breakdowns, maybe.
So what you're saying is your music to my ears. Yeah, we love that. What bands have influenced you guys over the years, and do you have any favorite bands, and who are they?
Yes, a lot of bands influenced us over the years. I would say for the music in particular, definitely stuff like Dimmu Borgir, Cradle of Filth, Winter Sun, Dissection. There are so many bands because we also try to not just listen to music, like just strictly listen to metal or this type of metal or just rock. We try to gain inspiration from all kinds of music. So it's too much to name all of them, but my favorite bands at the moment, I just found out about this band called Mors Principium Est, I think they are called, from I don't even know from which country, but they're awesome. Their new record is awesome. Vetain at the moment. What else? It's hard to say. So many bands. Yeah, but at the moment, Vetain and Mors Principium Est, definitely.
Sweet. Now, you guys have just released a single. Can you tell us about going into that and how you went into making it? What we can expect from you guys in the future?
Yeah. This single was more. Well, we are writing our new record at the moment, and we didn't plan to release a single, but then it was like, oh, we could release a single for the upcoming tour that we're doing right now with Signs of the Swarm. And then it was quite hard to find a song because we normally don't release singles uh, before we have a finished record. We normally don't do it. So I was working on that song that was kind of like inspired by Orbit Culture, uh, yeah, and more modern bands. There was this one song from I Prevail called Violent Nature, I think. I normally don't listen to that kind of music, but when I heard the song, I was like, oh, that's so sick. And I really liked it. And I was like, okay, how could we bring this type of energy into a song that we're doing? And yeah, we tried to keep the song a little bit shorter and a little bit more energetic. We tried some new stuff with new instruments. So we have a lot of like Nordic folk inspiration in there, and yeah, it was a lot of fun writing the song, but it was also a weird one to write because, like I said, normally we don't write music for the sake of just releasing something. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the song how it came out, and it's a lot of fun to play live.
Honestly, I can't wait to hear it. I'm really, really excited. And when you said violent nature, I think any person in the metal or that is into this type of genre will say that song right now it's probably one of the best that they have released, in my opinion. But if I can't wait to hear your sound, I'm ready for it. I can't wait to see you guys tonight. I'm ready for it. I think we're all ready for it. And so, when you go into making your set list, what is the songs that you like choose, and how do you go into choosing them?
Um, it's quite hard to say because, of course, we try to play all the songs that people like, but on this tour we also thought about because if you look at the lineup of the tour, we are probably the softest band of them all because every band on this tour is super heavy, and yeah, we're gonna open up with like one of our classics from Purgatorium from the Slam times. It's kind of weird to play live. I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it feels like most people don't even know the song and are like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" I didn't even expect the band to play something like that. But it's still fun, and yeah, of course we have the new single in there as well. Uh, yeah, and just like the our favorite songs from the last two records, we try to play more of our newer stuff because uh, yeah, that's what we're sounding right now, and all the old stuff from us is like very different. Like it's way more slam and brutal death metal, and compared to what we're doing now, it's like worlds. So that's why we're trying to play more of the newer songs to have like a cohesive set list. Yeah, but I like the set list. It's cool.
I think for me, one of the biggest things that I respect from bands is that they do try to change their sound. Because as much as I am a big person who loves heavy, heavy, heavy stuff, I don't mind a band dropping something that I can either like jam to or sing along with. So that's great. I'm really glad that you guys are doing it. A lot of them, I feel like they get nervous on trying to change some sound
And
because
we get nervous as well.
right, right, but it's definitely like the best. It's really great when you guys can do that and you take that step and then you look back and you're like, man, dude, that was really sick.
Yeah.
So the last thing we wanted to ask you is what does the local scene mean to you, and what are some of the best local bands that you feel people should definitely give a listen to?
Uh, well, for us in Germany, it's way different because I would say we don't really have a scene in Germany. Well, just where I'm coming from, uh, the scene over here in the U.S. is way bigger. You have way more bands, and the more you go up north, I would say in Germany, there are more bands and like more death metal bands and black metal bands. But in the south, not a lot is happening, to be honest. But there are definitely some cool bands. One of the bands is called Consumer. These are friends of ours, and they should be way bigger because their music is like I can't even explain it. It's the weirdest shit you ever heard in your life, but it's awesome. Super heavy and super experimental, but awesome. Really, really good music. Uh, Besides that, I don't know. Uh, My friend Yannick, he plays in a band called Chocolate Stash. They doing like some kind of new metal and biscuit type of sound. It's also pretty cool. But besides those two bands, I don't know. Not a lot is going on in Germany.
All right, guys. Well, you heard the man. They're coming out with a new album. They dropped a new single. Go and check these guys out. And happy Halloween. And thank you, Mental Cruelty, for
you so
everything.
much.
We cannot wait to see your set. We are so pumped, and we definitely look forward to your album in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Halloween.
All right, that was the interview with Mental Cruelty. That was a song by them featuring Sons of the Swarm. Hopefully, you check out Mental Cruelty. Their music is on all streaming platforms. Now, I want to go ahead and dive into another interview from this show. I want to discuss an interview with Face Yourself. We got to talk to Dave. It was an incredible interview talking about their band, Face Yourself, featuring female-fronted deathcore that you don't see too often, and being able to carry the torch of that sound. They had toured last year with Sons in the Swarm when we interviewed them. They have also toured with Victims, Crystal Lake, and so many more. Now, we got to talk about TikTok virality in deathcore, creating viral moments versus trying to make the songs blend. And we talked about touring the States because some of Face Yourself are international. But check out this interview. I think it offers a lot of insight. And I'm going to go ahead and open up with a song from Face Yourself. We're going to go ahead and play the song Wet Dreams by Face Yourself on their 2025 EP Fury here on the No Skip Show by Music Roundtable Radio.
What was wrong? Captive to the chaos. Silence missing to my soul. Silent in confinement. Through the doors. From the memory, the fucking pain is everlasting. Just one more day. But it is a never vision. It's not ever lost on me. I can't shake this total feeling. I can't break this cycle of surrender. Put me to sleep. Barrier comes on down, shocking me so I can't breathe. My eyes just now since freedom. I love to feel the rain again. This prison of eternity, wrapping up the broken pieces. My condition is a tragedy.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kay in the pit. We are representing the No Skip Show. Today is Halloween, and man, do we have a treat for you. We are here with a band today called Face Yourself. If you wouldn't mind, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Dave Rico. I play lead guitar in Face Yourself. And today I am a character from American Dad, one of Roger's many personalities, but the most temperamental, most diabolical one, Ricky Spanish. So there you go.
Lucky for you, Roger is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He is the best. And notoriously Klaus, I think, is the worst according to Reddit. So there you have it. So that's why Roger's the one to go.
All right, now you have it. All right, so how is it to be in a band, like a heavy band with a female vocalist?
Oh, dude, unreal, humbling. Just because in particular, has so much talent. She's amazing, and I think it is. We never want to put too much emphasis on gender for her. I think overall she's a great vocalist. But having said that, I think it's a great time in metal for female vocalists. I think they're finally getting the attention that they deserve. They're getting the recognition they deserve. And I think finally the Overton window's kind of moving where they're just in bands and it's the norm, and they're killing it. So I'm blessed and very happy to be in a band with Ya.
So that's exactly why I wanted to write that question, was because I feel females don't get enough of credit for them being able to do something that, and it's not even just gender based or anything. And I'm just saying for females, it's not very common that you get to have women in the metal industry. So now that we do, I feel like that's a great, that's great.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to ask is, how do you incorporate your sound into her voice?
Ooh, interesting. Well, I think she's so multifaceted. And what's really specific about our band is that instrumentally, we all write so many different things, like me, Corey, Thomas, Eric, Kyle. We all write and we all like different types of metal. So what's funny is that Ya actually became the anchor. No matter what we do, whether it's freaking salsa, progressive, mariachi, or vaporwave, deathcore, Ya's kind of the anchor that makes us Face Yourself. So that's what seems to be, I think, cool about writing music with Ya, is that she's kind of like our center North Star, and we could just kind of doodle and do all kinds of shenanigans around it and somehow still be a band.
Yeah, that's amazing. Her vocals is definitely one of a kind. They're very, very heavy. They're hard hitting, and they're definitely one that wants to get your adrenaline going. In September 26th, you guys have also released a new album called Fury. Please tell us what went into this heavy hitting album.
Well, I like it. We definitely hit it, and it is heavy. Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, it's the second one we started working with Joey Sturgis on, and we've all became great friends with him, and I think the rapport just got better and better. And I think in particular, we've learned to veer away from like kind of silly viral moments and trying not to do just cheap thrills. I think a lot of us are more musically inclined than we initially presented ourselves as. Thankfully, we leaned into that this time. We have way more melodic phrases and just way more technicality to it. The tempos are faster. Eric is just, his feet are about to fall off. The kicks are so fast. And I get to doodle a lot, and Ya gets to be fast and quick and just write so many cool three-dimensional lyrics. And I think it was actually well received, to our surprise. Like, wow, people actually like musicality and not just kind of like cheap thrills and viral vocal Olympics. So I think we're veering away from that, as I think is every band nowadays. I think we're veering away from the TikTok moments. We've done with that. We want real music, and I think people are into that, judging by the reception of it. So that's kind of how it came about.
Even though I'm dressed the way that I am, amen. He couldn't be any more better on the way he explained that, because I absolutely agree. I think TikTok is good to an extent on pushing on new artists, but as older groups, I feel it doesn't do the best because people get one clip of a sound and they think that's what the whole song or the whole vibe is. Yeah. And it's not, this is a genre that you either love or you may not love. But in this case, we love that.
Yeah, we do. The songs are about moments, don't get me wrong. So a good moment you should highlight on TikTok and stuff like that. Right. But at the same time, I don't think it was great for the culture. I think you got to give death metal and deathcore fans more credit. I think they want more than just that one silly moment, right, where we tell you to drink bleach and eat shit, although we still love that tough guy shit, and we still do it. But yeah, I think everyone wants more than that, so.
All right. Now, what is a song that you personally love to play that you think is like, this is going to get a hell yeah?
um, I think I think Wet Dreams is probably my favorite off of this new record, especially because like we wrote it so fast and we actually do a lot of infighting as far as like arguing about sounds and stuff, and it's hard for us to all really be satisfied. But that song in particular was like done in 24 hours. We were like. We all put our hand in it, and we were all like, this is great. And it's just fun to play, and it actually challenged us a little bit, but at the same time, we have the still same old kind of dummy slam breakdowns, which we love, and we don't have to work as hard for those. So there's a little bit of both, and I think that's why I have the best time with that one.
I love that. Is there any artist that you guys would love to eventually collab with in the future?
Ooh, well, we've been saying this, and it's obvious, and we're obviously a little biased. We consider them our band in-laws, which is Crown Magnetar, and obviously Jan Dan, their power couple. I think we would crush it on a Crown Yourself tour, if you will. So them in particular, we'd love to do next. It'd be cool.
Sweet, sweet. Now, the last big question I have for you guys is being on the road, we all know that it can get tiring, it can get exhausting, and sometimes you miss being home. But when you are touring and you see, with you guys putting on such a heavy kick-ass show, and you see fans who know your songs and listen to your music and know word for word, how does that make you guys feel?
Oh, dude, hit the nail on the head. That's how we survive. I mean, we're running on 4 hours of sleep, like a gram of caffeine. We're tired, like you said. We miss home. We get depressed at times because of that. But every time we play a show, it lifts us right up. I mean, honestly, and that's literally what keeps us going. I mean, as soon as I get home, I'm probably going to sleep 20 hours and be depressed for 3 days because I'm literally coming down from just a rush and the overwhelming positivity we get from our fans. So, like, literally keeps us going. You're right. It's the lifeblood of the tour. We couldn't literally survive, function without y'all. So, big thanks.
Right, and with that, on an end note, I would love to say that these bands who tour and put so much energy in, and whether it's one person or millions of fans, they put everything they can into that show, and for that we thank you. So the biggest thing is we want to let you guys know, cannot wait for this to come out. Happy Halloween, and you finish it off, my man.
Take care. Come see Face Yourself, and don't forget, fuck you, Ricky Spanish.
All right, that was Wet Dreams and an interview with Face Yourself. Now, the last interview from this show that we're going to feature here on the show, we had an interview with Carl, the guitarist of the biggest deathcore band in Pittsburgh, Signs of the Swarm, at a near sold-out 600 cap room at Preserving Upstairs to talk about their new music, to talk about the album To Rid Myself of Truth that came out in 2025, as well as headlining a Halloween show. They were dressed up like bees. It was awesome. And I really want to just open it up with a song from the record. It is featuring the legendary deathcore vocalist Will Ramos of Lorna Shore. Check out the interview. Check out this song. It is called Clouded Retinas. Right? If that's pronounced wrong, it is what it is. I'm not great at pronouncing things. By Signs of the Swarm, Will Ramos, here on the Music Roundtable Radio, by the No Skip Show. Enjoy the last interview from this show here.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kay in the Pit, and we are here representing the No Skip Show. This one is dear to my deathcore heart and my ears. We are here with Signs of the Swarm.
What's up? I'm Carl. Hello.
What do you play, Carl?
I play guitar for the band and backup vocals.
And this one I'm so stoked for. So, if you guys since you guys have started since 2014, you have made 6 studio albums. How does Rid Myself the Truth differ from all the other albums you guys have made?
So I wasn't around. Michael and I weren't around for the first few. We were both around for Amongst Alone, Empty, and Two Rid. Michael was around for Absolvir. But yeah, I feel like the band has just grown since the beginning. We just like trying out some different things and also staying true to the roots that Sign started out. This one's just very chaotic and a lot of energy. So yeah, it gives people a little bit of old and kind of new blended into one. It's a very, very, very good album. I love the album.
And I agree. If you guys have not listened to that album yet and you're a deathcore fan, I'm going to ask you flat out, what are you even doing? You need to go check that out.
Listen to it, stream it, buy it, torrent it. I don't know. Just listen to it.
Banger after banger. On your newest album, you've collabed with some of the best names in deathcore, such as Will Ramos, Phil Bozeman, Prison, and 156 Silence. How was working with these artists and plan going into that?
So we didn't have any of them come out to the studio or anything. So they're all great friends of ours. So we just kind of reached out to them who we wanted to have, and those were the obvious choices. And we just went into it with the most pissed off mentality we could. And how can we have these people on songs doing what they're known for and, you know, what they're good at? So we were just like, yeah, let's just get homies. And I think it came out fucking awesome, you know? It was great.
It was amazing.
It was great.
It was amazing. And I also went to the Lorna show that you guys, David ended up being the special guest appearance out of nowhere and definitely chimed in with one of the songs. And honestly, we have pictures and videos, and that was insane. So you guys kill it every time. You know, you guys do. What can we look forward to Signs of the Swarm after an album called Rid Myself to Truth?
Well, after this record, since it only just came out a few months ago, we're just continuing being on tour all the time, pushing that record. We haven't necessarily started writing for the next one yet. I write some stuff here and there. Bobby obviously writes some stuff too. But yeah, for now, we're just touring this record hard, getting it out there for everybody. And yeah, we'll definitely be writing sooner than later for the next one. We have no idea what it will be, where it will go. But yeah, we're always looking forward to the next thing. But now for this one, we're just staying present and just getting it out as much as we can.
And that's great. Now, I guess for me, since you guys have collabed with such great metalcore and deathcore artists, who would you guys love to into the future?
Honestly, there's way too many people. Hopefully, on the next one, we have more friends that can bring something different to the table. And for the songs, like I said, not really having any new songs done yet or anything like that. Who knows? But I'm sure when we're in the studio, we'll be like, oh, let's get so-and-so on here. And yeah, we'll kind of figure that out when it comes. Hopefully we have a lot of homies on the next one too.
I'm stoked. Now, what is to you, like, in your personal opinion, what is your favorite song that you love to play live?
My favorite one, oh geez, if we're talking just on To Rid, we've been playing the song Creator, which is the closer on the album. That one, it's just like hard to play. It's very, very guitar forward with David's vocals, obviously. So that's definitely become my favorite to play. There's a crazy solo on it that kicks my ass every single night playing it, but I did it to myself, writing it. That and the title track, To Rid Myself of Truth, is also very fun to play. All the songs on the album are fun, but we haven't played all of them yet live, so I might end up hating myself even more playing the other ones.
All right, and I have one good final one for you. You ready for this? Okay, let's talk about it. I Won't Let You Die music video. Tell us what went into making such an extreme video. Like, that is a hardcore video, and I love that. And what is the emotion that goes into making them?
So yeah, that one, shout out to Eric DiCarlo. He plays in Face Yourself. David plans all the videos. He has like an image in his head. So yeah, for that one, we just, we rented a rain room, and it was super hot fucking water just pouring on top of us the whole time. We had our friend Eddie Knight as the male lead in it. Just had a lot of friends just helping us out and kind of suffering all together in the rain. And it's really just Eric in his directorial view, and then David in his brain with all the creative stuff. And then the rest of us just kind of show up and are told, stand here and perform, and then we do it. There's a lot more that goes into it. I'm not really the guy that knows too much about that, but it's David's brain and Eric being a good video person that kind of does it and puts it all together.
That's amazing. And if you have not seen that video, I don't know what you're doing. Are you even a deathcore fan? Just joking. But we are here with Signs of the Swarm. This is their Halloween show. Please check them out. I have done their meet and greets. I have gone to their shows. I have buy their merch. I wear them all the time. And they're absolutely amazing, easily top 3 deathcore bands. So thank you so much for your time. You have no idea how much I'm fangirling, but I hope you do know that you guys kill it. You guys are easily it. So thank you so much for your guys' time. And if anything you would love to say to the audience before we leave.
We're going on tour throughout the rest of this year and next year. Listen to Rid Myself of Truth. Thank you for sticking along with us. We got more in store.
And that is it. Thank you.
What's going on, everyone? My name is Drew Simcoe. I'm a photographer with the No Skip Show. My staff pick for today is Soda Pop Rock by Black Pontiac, the Vancouver, Canadian-based DIY underground band. Their inspirations are Cage the Elephant and The Clash. I chose this one because it's that perfect hype rock song for your upcoming summertime road trips. I hope that you enjoy.
System with the windows down on the boulevard, shit disturbing.
Hello, my name is Eliana Durham, and I'm a photographer for the No Skip Show. I'm joined here today by
FC.
Woo! Hi. Hello. I am so excited to be able to talk to you about your new song and my staff pick this week, Malachi the Uber driver. So we're going to get started with some questions. All right. So my first question is, can you describe a bit of your backstory as an artist, like the type of music you make, where you're from, and how it led to the story of the song?
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts to two Cape Verdean parents who immigrated in like the 90s. And I've always just loved performing. I did a lot of like choir and theater all throughout school and some dance, but music just felt like the one place where I could like be fully myself. And I loved all different kinds of music growing up. I had two sisters and an aunt who were very influential in my music taste, like burning CDs for me of like all their favorite songs. So very eclectic, like a little bit of everything, and always have been that way. And that's kind of translated into my songwriting as well. I was doing a lot of like R&B at the beginning because that's what I like thought was accessible to me. And then I started to go into the more indie route. I did like an indie pop thing with Girlhood. And then XOXOF was where I really was like, here's what I do. There's even a like mindless loop rap at the end of it. And the stuff that I'm working on currently is a little more rock focused, which I'm really excited about.
Nice. Can you explain how the sound of this song came to be, Malachi the Uber driver? And maybe a little bit of the story as well.
Yes, of course. So in terms of the sound, the song has been like written for like a year now. And I submitted it to Tiny Desk on a whim, was like, I'm just going to put myself out there and see what happens. And I feel like the best stuff happens that way. Basically, like it had got on Top Shelf, and Robin Hilton, like one of the producers over at Tiny Desk, really loved the song. And then for about like a year, I was sitting on it. We toured it a little bit in May. So I feel like the sound is more reminiscent of how it sounded when we played it live. And I really wanted it to have that like indie movie soundtrack. Like The Fray is on the reference playlist that I gave Torna, the producer. I really just wanted to bring back that like early 2000s singer-songwriter, rock heavy, contemplative kind of vibe for Malachi. It just feels reminiscent of that time for me. And then in terms of the story of the song, like I had this 14-minute Uber ride with Malachi, the Uber driver, who it's named after. And I was going through like a really tough time, going through a lot of grief, like grieving a death in the family and just a lot of changes in my life. And then I have this like ride with him, and it kind of really sparked my creative energy again because I had been in such a rut. And it was the first song I had written in months, maybe even like the better half of a year. I was just so grateful to him and like the human connection that we had, which I think people miss and is like feels so rare now because we're pushed to be so disconnected. And people aren't falling in love on the train anymore because everyone's got headphones on or they're looking at their phone. And no judgment, like I do it too. I think it's a little scary to be that vulnerable now. But this moment with Malachi really grounded me back into like, this is what we're here for. Mm-hmm. Everyone has the potential to be an angel or some sort of messenger for someone else, but only if we're paying attention and we're open to each other and like not so scared of each other anymore.
Yeah, one of my questions was, can you elaborate on your experience behind the theme of empathizing with people you interact with day to day?
Yeah, I think it comes from this desire to be more connected. I think growing up, like I felt really like lonely and out there. And then like I found online communities for like music that I loved, like Tumblr, whether it was like One Direction or 5 Seconds of Summer or Fall Out Boy or Paramore, like all these, or like the, indie underground bands that I was like leaving school early to see for $15, like back in the 2010s. There was just like this desire for a community, people who got me, who understood me. So I think that in order to have that, like I also have to be open to other people. I've also just always been a very sensitive soul. So seeing other people in pain like is obviously not a great experience. And you want to figure out how you can either soothe that. I think my music has been a big part of that too, because of what music was for me. I'd be going through something that I felt like so alone in. And then a band that I love to listen to had like the perfect song because that band member was vulnerable enough to write that song and perform it, record it, put it out. And then it reached me, and suddenly, like, I'm not feeling as isolated in my own experience. And there is that sense of duty with me with music to pay it forward. There's someone out there who will need to hear a song that I put out, or a song that I put out will comfort them through something really tough. I think that that's part of what we're here to do for each other, especially as artists, but even in everyday interactions. And I think especially like post-COVID pandemic, like we were really isolated from each other for so long. And I don't know if we've really recovered from that. So my hope for this song and for all my music is that it connects people, ideally, to themselves, to other people, to what they love, and just inspires everyone to live a bit more. Yeah.
Mhm. Nice. Yeah. Do you feel like that experience of being like a fangirl on Tumblr has influenced your music or this song specifically in any way?
Absolutely. I think the depth of my songwriting, like in terms of how I write my lyrics and the process of like preparing to be that vulnerable and open, definitely comes from my fangirl days. I literally did my college thesis at Northeastern about fangirls and their power, especially about community. Like you have these, and fangirl is a very gender neutral term, but you have these fan bases who will completely of their own volition, like you don't even need to pay them, will like organize fan projects or fan meetups, and like again, like people are connecting and finding community and friendship. I've met like lifelong friends in the line of a concert, like stuff like that. My goal is to have my own little like fangirl base of like devoted people who also want to like meet other people and create safe spaces with each other and have fun events. Like I'd love to do meet and greets and stuff like that, just to meet the people who connect with my music, because I think they'd also get me in a certain way too. Yes, Tumblr had its times where it was like not great for the psyche, but I do think that online communities have had a big effect on me in terms of coming into myself and also learning about different music that ended up inspiring me a lot, especially 2014 to 2018 era.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really love that. Like I've obviously been a part of fangirl communities, and it's kind of how I ended up here. So it's always nice to have an artist that also understands that fan side and has been through that. So yeah.
For sure, yeah. More respect to fangirls. They're very powerful.
Another big theme within the track is how it can be tempting to quit making art when you're under pressure. Has there ever been a time where you felt like you were going to quit? And if so, how did you bounce back from that?
Definitely more than once, for sure. I think especially like when I've put stuff out there and it hasn't gotten the reception that I had hoped, more so towards the beginning, like when I didn't realize how much of a journey it is in terms of like where I was at with myself. Like I was still searching for like someone to tell me that my stuff is good. I think now I'm very grateful to be in a place where I'm like, it's about what makes me happy. And, you know, people who reach out to me who are like, hey, I listened to your song and like it really got me through something. Like I try to ground myself in that. The thing that has gotten me through those times has been like returning to the joy of it and understanding why I got into this in the first place, which is one, for my own personal healing. It's what I want to like leave on earth to describe like the time that I had. It very much is my own like, here's what I did while I was alive, and I just want to have that archived. And then to like, again, that connection thing, like if I can release a song that helps someone continue to live fully as themselves, or can be a comforting hand on a really rough night that like helps them wake up in the morning, like that's the gist of it. More so like respect and love for the art that I do instead of accolades, which will also come in their own time and have. But if I only focus on that, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm thinking about the line that's like, doing this helps me not like slit my wrist. And sometimes things get really difficult, but you have music there to help you get through it. And that's why art and music is so important.
Yeah, I think that line, like, I'm glad that I stuck with how raw and intense it is, because it is that intense for a lot of people, and it has been for me. Like, having an outlet to express really difficult emotions so they don't live in me anymore. I think that's one of the biggest, most powerful things about art is like sometimes, and that can be like journaling, that can be painting, music, whatever vessel you can use to like kind of like channel and transmute really tough energy and give it some sort of container. We hold so much, especially for people who are on the more sensitive side, that those kinds of outlets can be vital. And it's tough when like in schools, like the first departments that get budget cuts are arts programs because it's not seen as valuable as like STEM or other forms of like in a book education. And I know that as like an educator and someone who, you know, loved the arts in school as well, like the importance of what art can do, like creativity is so much more important than just making an art piece. It's like thinking outside the box and problems in your life and having a more regulated nervous system and being more empathetic when you can understand someone else's art and put yourself in someone else's shoes. These are vital skills, especially for like what we need as a society. I just think that I'll get into like the AI thing if I keep going, but I just think we as a collective need to understand the value of art more. I think we've lost that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Like all the AI stuff in school has really gotten at the creativity aspect. Like it's my last year of college and AI just started to become a thing, and all of a sudden people are like, we're going to consult AI for an idea. And I'm just like, you used your brain for the last 3 years. So it's just interesting to see how people have started relying on these AI tools instead of sometimes using their own creativity, and how that can impact people and the environment and the general culture.
Yeah. Don't let them take that away from you. Like, don't let them take away your ability to think and ideate for yourself. That's like very slippery slope.
My next question is about the reel that you made with Uber. What was the experience like collaborating with them?
It was, more so with Savannah, who's I think one of their like social media contractors, and she had heard Malachi, I think when I first like put it up on YouTube for Tiny Desk, and then once again when it got featured on Top Shelf. So I was going to be in New York for Antisocial Camp, which is a songwriting camp that I do every year. And she was based there. So she was like, yeah, we'd love to like film a little something and get to know the song. I think they were just moved by the story of that conversation that I had with Malachi. So we like we called a bunch of Ubers and like traveled to different parts of New York while I like sang the song, and they asked me a few questions about my experience with it. And yeah, I really wanted to make sure that message of like, you know, everyone, like whatever art form that you have, like whether you share or you just keep it for yourself, like please continue. So I was grateful to have the platform to be able to spread that message as well.
Awesome. Yeah. Was there any highlights to going around New York in those Ubers?
I finally saw the Statue of Liberty.
Nice.
I think it's bad. I'm still new to the city, but whatever park looks over so you can see the Statue of Liberty, we got to see that, which is cool.
And then you also just put out a video for Malachi the Uber driver. Can you describe what it was like to create and collaborate on that video?
Well, that was awesome. Really cool story all around. I made it with like my best friend from high school, Lauren, and her fiance, Jared, who played Malachi. And we just got in the car. Like my sister let me borrow her camera, and it was very scrappy. Like I said, we had like the car, the camera, the streets of Maryland, and a dream, because I had just planned out a couple of shots. I wanted it to be very like descriptive of like how the night went with Malachi. So we got like some B-roll of me just like talking and having a conversation with Jared. And I just planned out some shots that I thought would look cool. Very much getting in my director bag. After I had finished like editing the video, I came across Zoe Jansen's work, who had attended a show of mine back in August. And I saw it like 2 months later, like what they had done with the photos that they had taken of me. They also do like animation and graphic design. So they had like edited the photos in like this really cool, like pop art kind of way. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey, like not sure if you do animation, but like would love it if you could make this into like a lyric video visualizer. So like I reached out to them. I was like, here's my budget. Like, what can we do? Yeah, it was really cool to have someone who like really connected with the song make the art for it. And it wouldn't have happened if either of us didn't put ourselves out there. So, yeah. Another human connection story about Malachi, which I thought was great.
Yeah, I think it really connects back to like having that fangirl culture and how people just organically make things. And then that's how you find people that make certain types of art and things. So that's really cool that you were able to find someone that was already a fan to work on your project. Do you
Yeah.
think that when someone is a fan of your work that it creates a better product, or what do you think the influence is when someone already is a fan of you?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would go better than someone who hates my work. So I'll give it that. And then, I don't know, I think it's nice to work with people who understand you and who feel connected to the artwork. I've had the privilege of doing that with music videos before with The Pill. Santa Kim had reached out about wanting to do like the music video for it. And when she gave me the treatment, I was like, oh my God, like you totally saw into the world that I was envisioning when I was making this song. So yeah, I love working with people who love the music and have their own like strong connection to it. I think it's also cool to see the differences and how like, oh, I took it this way when I wrote it, but you took it that way. And then there's this like whole new world that can be created that way. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to work on more. So
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think my favorite part of the animations in the video was the little grandma drawing that was so
Yes!
cute.
Oh my God, my icon. I literally loved when I saw that one. I think that's also one of my favorites. And the little doodles around the words.
Yeah, kind of going off of like you said you wanted to do like more fan meetups and connection and stuff. I found your music through the UMA tour you did last year with I'm Jennifer, Mickey Ratsula, Deadbeat Girl, and I was wondering if you had any plans for upcoming shows or meetups where you might play the song or have some fan involvement.
Yes, my next show is actually on February 8th. It's going to be my first official show in New York City. That's with a few other artists on the QMA roster. It's going to be at Nightclub 101. I'm very excited. Malachi the Uber driver will be played and some other new stuff off the record. So if you want to see FC, you should pull up there.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, we here at No Skip are Cleveland and Pittsburgh based. So if you ever come around here, we will definitely be there. But very excited for your New York show coming up as well for anyone that can make it out. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep that in mind then for next shows. I haven't done Pittsburgh or Cleveland yet, so eventually we'll be there.
Yeah. No hard feelings if you can't make it super quick or whatever. So
I'm gonna try to make it within the year. Let's
nice. Last but not least, before we play the song, where can our listeners connect with you?
I'm very active on Instagram, maybe a little more active than I should be, but we have the broadcast channel, the FCFC. It's a little play on words, fan club, FCFC. So yeah, that's where I try to keep a lot of my updates about new music coming out. There's also like previews, like sometimes they get early access over there. I try to post about shows and also wanting to be more active there, maybe starting a Discord. I just want to like interact with the people who listen to my music. I also ask for any like recommendations if people are like, oh, what kind of merch would you like or YouTube videos you want to see. But yeah, definitely wanting to interact more with the people who love FC. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at eph.see, Twitter/X at eph_SEE. And yeah, definitely hit up the FCFC so you can get early access to the cool things I'm doing.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for chatting with me today, FC. And here is my staff pick this week, Malachi the Uber driver.
Yay.
Midnight, I just had the time.
All right, that was an interview with FC. Shout out to Ellie for hosting the interview. This was incredible, and I'm so glad that we were able to feature it here exclusively, premiered on Music Roundtable Radio. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a staff pick of my own, and I've been just all over the place when it comes to listening. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's I'm all over the place. I'm kind of just having a palate cleanser after the year end, and yeah, I think that it was a great year, and I'm quite ready to jump back into it. But um, I think in terms of some staff picks that I'm going to throw in here, um, I'm going to throw in a new song from the band Imbalance California, one of my favorite pop punk bands that are doing it right now. I really think that you should check them out here on the No Skip Show and Music Roundtable Radio. It's a brand new song, came out just last week. Song is called Two Steps Behind, once again by Imbalance California, here on the No Skip Show by Music Roundtable Radio. All right, that was Two Steps Behind by Imbalance California on Music Roundtable Radio by the No Skip Show. Once again, one of my favorite pop punk bands doing it right now. Hope that they come to the East Coast very, very soon. Now, I want to go ahead and throw in one more staff pick for this week. And I don't know, I really like the dark undertones of this song. I really like the vocal timbre. I really like the guitar work on this song, even if it is leaning more towards like folk, southern rock, country elements. I think it is a great song. I think you should check out. Before we go ahead and close off for the final block of this show, song I want to play is called "Liquor and Cigarettes." It's by the band Lecade, or is it Lasad? Either or. But check it out here on the No Skip Show by Music Roundtable Radio.
If this bottle don't kill me, then your memory will. I've been running from the devil, finding my peace in a little blue pill. God, if you can hear me, I probably won't last another day. I've been making the same old mistakes that put me here in the first place. Living on liquor and cigarettes, 'cause when that smoke burns in my chest, I can breathe for the first time, and I can slow down my mind. When I'm throwing back on the proof, there ain't no thoughts of me and you. Don't wanna hear your pretty name. I'd rather drown out this pain with liquor and cigarettes. Liquor and cigarettes. I know I ain't crossed your mind, that you're making your rounds around this old town. Probably tell them you're doing just fine. Well, I'm over here just sipping a clear, knowing that drink leads to smoke, smoke leads to drink, and hop in the truck. I'm not even thinking where I'm headed now, or what the hell am I doing now? Living on liquor and cigarettes, 'cause when that smoke burns in my chest, I can breathe for the first time, and I can slow down my mind. When I'm throwing back on the proof, there ain't no thoughts of me and you. Don't wanna hear your pretty name. I'd rather drown out this pain with liquor and cigarettes. Liquor and some cigarettes. Liquor and cigarettes. I've been telling myself that this will be the last damn night of putting that bottle through hell. And I think it's about damn time, 'cause liquor and cigarettes, all that smoke up in my chest, it don't feel like the first time. It's been weighing on my mind, 'cause when I'm throwing back 100 proof, I'm still thinking about you. All I hear is your pretty name. It just ain't drowning out this pain. Liquor and cigarettes. Liquor and some cigarettes. Liquor and cigarettes. Liquor and some cigarettes.
All right, that was Liquor and Cigarettes by Lecade here on Music Roundtable Radio by the No Skip Show. Now, to close off the show, we're going to talk Sleep Token. And to get us ready, next week, Justin Macho Al Baker is coming back to the show for another Sleep Token cover. Be here for that next week, once again at midnight, 6 a.m., noon, 6 p.m. Pick a time and listen. We are here on the Music Roundtable Radio every single Sunday at those times. So check us out, and be sure to check us out on all socials at The No Skip Show for daily music content. Now, we're going to go ahead and play one Sleep Token song, then jump into the videos to learn about the backstory, the story, and the lore. So, we're going to go ahead and play the band's breakout hit. One of the biggest songs of last year. We're going to be playing Caramel by Sleep Token. Thank you so much for listening this week. See you next week, same time, same place. Once again, this is Travis Platt signing out. Thank you.
As a band, Sleep Token is an absolute enigma. Despite being one of the least accessible bands with their gimmick and experimental sound, they have managed to catapult themselves into mainstream success. They have gained millions of monthly listeners practically overnight. They even sold out their first ever US headline tour in minutes. But what makes them so extraordinary? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the No Skip Show. I'm your host, Travis Platt, and today we're here to give you a beginner's guide to Sleep Token. Whether you're a new fan that discovered them on TikTok recently, or you've been a fan for years, we could always use a refresher to go from a casual fan to a super fan. This is a brand new series called A Beginner's Guide, where we discuss all of the information you need to know about your favorite bands. Go ahead and comment below what bands you would like to see us do a beginner's guide to. Also, make sure to subscribe, give this video a like, and comment below, as well as click that notification bell to keep the record spinning. And make sure to check out all my socials down below in the description. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Sleep Token are a band, if you will, hailing from London, England. Having many influences and sounds in their arsenal, they combine genres anywhere from progressive metal to arena rock to pop, even to the newly coined baby-making music. Which creates a unique blend of sounds. It's like if you're sitting down with Vessel at Thanksgiving and you asked him what kind of music you make, he would just stare at you blankly through the mask. On top of having such a unique sound, the band also showcase a deep lore and rich story about them. Headed by Vessel, the vocalist and creator of the project, each member follows in their footsteps, staying entirely anonymous, donning a mask for any social gatherings like music videos or live performances. The music created and performed live is all in service to their ancient deity, known as Sleep. In the only interview ever done by Sleep Token, Vessel simply says, "We are here to serve Sleep and project his message." Vessel is best known for his deep, angelic voice as the lead vocalist of the band, but he's also the mastermind behind the visuals, sound, and lore of the band. Being asked further about Sleep, Vessel states, "He is everywhere at all times." Vessel encountered him in a dream, with promise of glory and magnificence if Vessel followed. He's not the only one that followed in worship of Sleep. Throughout the years, other members have been added to the group, simply known as 2, 3, and 4. Since their introductions, they have slowly taken up more prominent roles within the band. With all this hype regarding an anonymous band, you'd think they'd get lost amongst other prominent anonymous groups like Ghost. Who rose to fame in the mid-2010s. But rather than following the traditional route like their elders, Vessel and crew threw all genre standards out the window with the release of their first 2 EPs, titled 1 and 2, released in 2016 and 2017 respectively.
Melting skywards, golden silence.
Experimenting with genres such as ambient post-rock, progressive metal, and pop, they've garnered influences anywhere from Leprous, Agent Fresco, Bon Iver, and Meshuggah. These releases had minor buzz, but for the most part went unnoticed outside of the UK. However, it wasn't until the release of their single Jaws where they had their first breakthrough song. The track featured a stronger hook and pop-style melody with heavy anthemic guitars in certain places. This was the single that put the band on the map for me, but it wasn't until their 2019 debut record, Sundowning, that they finally blew me away. The album starts off with the wonderful intro track, The Night Does Not Belong to God, which to this day is still my favorite Sleep Token song. This astonishing record also includes many amazing genre-bending songs like Sugar, Dark Signs, and Gods. With a healthy serving of beautifully vulnerable stripped ballads like Bloodsport and Levitate.
Somewhere the atom stopped fusing. I'm still your favorite regret.
This album has had praises from both fans and critics on its unique versatility, making many excited for what's next in the band's portfolio. Say hello and thank you to This Place Will Become Your Tomb, their sophomore album released in 2021. With this bombshell comes thunderous singles such as Alkaline, and the stunningly beautiful The Love You Want. Personally, this album doesn't hold up to the debut for me personally, but that does not discredit the album's success. This album peaked at number 39 on the UK albums charts, and the band has become a strong force in the UK, but yet still to reach the mainstream in the US with just a small dedicated following. That is, until 2023. January 2023 marked the beginning of Sleep Token's third album cycle with the release of singles Chokehold on January 5th, which showed a more polished rock sound with a strong, infectious groove. The very next day, we got The Summoning, quickly rising to their biggest song ever, thanks to it going viral on TikTok and getting airtime on SiriusXM Octane Radio. Finally, their American dream began, quickly jumping from around 200,000 monthly listeners to over 2 million in just the span of a week. The Summoning gained even more attention with reaction videos for the closing minutes of the song, a seductive, jazz-inspired section that has been on everyone's minds and special bedroom playlist. Since the first two singles, the band have been on a roll, with singles like Granite, Aqua Regia, and my personal favorite, Vor. Which takes inspiration from bands such as Deftones and former tour mates, Loathe. The band then released their third studio album, Take Me Back to Eden, on May 19th through Spinefarm Records, and disrespects the genre rules even more, with elements of djent, progressive metal, pop, trap, and jazz all in the mix. If you'd like me to review the album in full, go ahead and drop a comment down below. Sleep Token are a force to be reckoned with, and only time will tell if their worship to sleep will bring them a lasting legacy full of recognition and success. But one thing is for certain, their religion is just starting to grip the masses, and it won't let go anytime soon. What is your favorite Sleep Token song? Go ahead and comment that below. And also, what genre do you consider them? Really, there are no wrong answers there, as they incorporate pretty much everything. So, thank you for keeping the record spinning. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and happy listening. In the past year, Sleep Token has taken the world by storm. The British rock band has risen from the depths of the underground to becoming a household name in 2020's metal. With their growing popularity, many fans have speculated about the band's imagery and lore. Today, we dive deep into that lore and the backstory of Vessel, Sleep, and the world of Sleep Token. Let's dive in. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the No Skip Show. I'm your host, Travis Platt, and today we are diving into the full, extensive lore of the band Sleep Token. This has been a very long time coming, as we released our video talking about Sleep Token in our beginner's guide a full year ago. So now I'm really excited to be revisiting the band and doing a full extensive lore breakdown. Did you know that about 99% of you aren't subscribed? Come on. Our biggest video is Sleep Token related. You can subscribe for more Sleep Token related content or more of your favorite bands. And if your favorite bands are not included, make sure to comment that down below, and we will make an extensive guide to them as well. We're also very active on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. We have all social media, so make sure to check the description or the pinned comment to see how you can connect with us there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Disclaimer before diving into the lore, I'd like to mention that this breakdown is an accumulation of various fan theories organized in a way that we here at No Skip find to be the most digestible. And as a recording, there is no official lore or backstory to the band. Just these theories and the fans' best interpretation of the band's work, including our own. If you don't fully agree on what is in the video, we can discuss that in the comments. Our sources will also be in the description for you to check out for yourself. Also, this is not the actual history of the band. If you want to learn about that, you can check out our beginner's guide on our channel or in the description. Okay, now time for the lore. In the only interview with Vessel, Metal Hammer states, Sleep Token are a masked, anonymous collective of musicians devoted to worshipping an ancient deity called Sleep, whose name no modern tongue can express. This being once wielded great power, granting ancient civilizations dreams and nightmares. Though its prominence has faded, sleep still lurks in the subconscious minds of everyone. It blends fragments of beauty, horror, anguish, joy, and fear into expansive, emotionally rich music. Led by the tormented Vessel, Sleep Token draws out our deepest thoughts and feelings from the darkest corners of our subconscious. Sleep Token was created in 2016 when Vessel, our storyteller and protagonist, was visited by Sleep in a dream. Sleep, an ancient deity, inspires the worship central to Sleep Token's music, live shows, and entire ethos. After this encounter, Vessel dedicated his life to worshiping Sleep and spreading this devotion to the masses, garnering millions of followers in a short span. Despite these challenges, Vessel continues to spread Sleep's message, Vessel himself saying, "We are here to serve Sleep and project his message." In return, Vessel is promised magnificence and glory. With each release, we see a new facet of the relationship between the god and the servant, starting from the very beginning. Our journey begins with the track Jericho, where Sleep starts searching for a new vessel to spread its message. Sleep also reflecting on the past subjects it used for torment. The next vessel, our protagonist, is seduced in his own sleep, hearing from the deity for the first time. In the early EPs, we see trust building between Sleep and Vessel, who has trauma from his past, possibly related to Eden, who we will talk about later. This forming relationship between himself and the deity fascinates Vessel. Vessel willing to spend the night in fascination. Thread the Needle serves as the thesis for their relationship, describing it as a comforting yet inescapable labyrinth, echoing the twists and turns to come. In Fields of Elation, Vessel fully succumbs to Sleep's seduction, seeking relief from his pain and someone to confide in. This song highlights Vessel's loneliness and desperation, making him trust Sleep despite the risks. In return, Sleep promises fame, glory, and a chance to erase Vessel's past mistakes. Feeling he has nowhere else to turn, Vessel is willing to take risks to forget the past and live in bliss. Fans speculate that Vessel's pledge to sleep involved inflicting pain on a past lover, possibly Eden. And by inflicting pain, it was possibly shooting her, as suggested in Nazareth. Even possibly committing other acts in the name of sleep as referred to in Atlantic. By the end of the first two EPs, Vessel is now fully committed to sleep and starts his journey toward enlightenment. But will this hunger lead to more pain or glory in his search? If you like Sleep Token, why don't you not sleep on the No Skip Show? Here at the No Skip Show, we promise to give the best of the underground, and we talk about all kinds of music, from rock to metal to hip-hop to pop to anything under the sun, with a main focus in alternative subculture music. So why don't you subscribe? We are still a pretty new channel, just starting off our second year, and we're looking to reach more and more people to educate people about their favorite bands. And as mentioned before, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, you can check us out on TikTok. We have all social media, so connect with us there either in the description or the pinned comment. Now let's jump right back into the video. Although we're going slightly out of order, we believe that Sleep Token's first two full-length albums tell a similar story about Vessel and Sleep's relationship. However, we see This Place Will Become Your Tomb as somewhat of a prequel to their debut album Sundowning. From the opening track Atlantic, it's evident that dedicating his life to sleep has taken a serious toll on Vessel. The song reveals the turmoil he suffers under sleep's grip, with references to wounds and past traumas. Before we dive into the plot, it's important to note that Vessel is deeply flawed. Anyone willing to sacrifice everything to escape their past must carry significant baggage. Vessel seems to have no one else but sleep. When someone invests everything into one entity, it creates a dependency. For Vessel, his entire sense of self is tied to his devotion to sleep. Throughout this album, we see the negative impact of this devotion. Despite giving everything to sleep, Vessel receives nothing in return. Even at his lowest, Sleep uses Vessel solely as a tool to spread its word and message. Vessel yearns for redemption and a genuine connection, which is evident in tracks like Hypnosis and The Offering. Yet this obsession comes with the feelings of entrapment as well, as depicted in Mine. The recurring theme of being tangled reflects Vessel's inescapable situation, seen in The Night Does Not Belong to God. The Love You Want poetically discusses Vessel's constant thoughts of sleep, comparing this obsession with past lovers, creating a never-ending cycle of torment. Vessel's anxieties and torment peak as he realizes that sleep will act through him, giving him a sense of importance. However, he acknowledges that he's past the point of no return.
It's too late for me now. I am altered.
He will never be absolved of his mistakes. Instead, he becomes a tool for sleep, all in the name of feeling whole again. The album delves into Vessel's character, revealing his brokenness from past relationships. He would rather not feel anything at all because love and memories bring pain. Instead, he clings to the metaphysical sleep as a coping mechanism, even at the cost of his humanity. Sleep erases his pain and memories in exchange for unconditional devotion and control. The beginning of the record shows Vessel's uncertainty, but by the end, he fully accepts his role as the Vessel. Although 2019's Sundowning was the band's debut album, It shares many themes with "This Place Will Become Your Tomb," but seems to occur later in Vessel's journey. It shows Vessel's continued devotion to sleep and his self-reflection. The album playing like a conversation between the worshipped and the worshipper, with Vessel seeking Sleep's favor, while Sleep uses him for its own benefit. In Dark Signs and The Offering, Vessel's devotion is clear as he justifies his actions under Sleep's control. In The Offering, Vessel offers himself as a sacrifice to Sleep, highlighting his infatuation with the deity. In Sugar, Vessel's addiction to sleep is compared to drug addiction. Showing how he is blinded by sleep's glory and bliss. In Levitate, thoughts of Vessel's past lover return to him, hinting at a desire to change or a possible test of fate. Vessel realizes the destruction that he has caused, poisoning those around him, whether willingly or while under Sleep's influence. The more devoted he becomes, the more he hurts others, especially those he loves. Higher serves as a threat from Sleep for this newfound guilt, reminding Vessel that his devotion left him isolated.
I am a fire, and you are dry as bone. You are taken.
Despite the anguish and torment, Vessel and Sleep find euphoria in their toxic relationship. The album parallels Vessel's real-life toxic relationship that drove him to Sleep, showing their deranged, symbiotic companionship, just like a wild animal with parasites. Vessel has become Sleep's conduit, gaining a semblance of peace outside of the damaged life he abandoned. Gods, Say That You Will, and Drag Me Under delve even deeper into Vessel's misery. With or without Sleep, he is caught in a cycle of giving himself over completely to something or living tormented and alone. The first two songs show Vessel's irrational longing to be loved, leading to the sacrifices he made to Sleep to gain his purpose. Drag Me Under depicts Vessel's final unification with Sleep, fully entangled by the deity after an almost righteous revelation. The journey winds down with Vessel moving away from his past lover and any hope of reconciliation with her or his past. Bloodsport acts as the final lament to his ex, fearing all attachment will end, leaving only him and Sleep in the end.
I'm still your favorite regret, and you're still my weapon of choice.
Sundowning serves as a summary of Vessel's corruption and adds depth to his real-life connections and dreamscape with Sleep. We witness his further seduction to Sleep, them giving him a sense of belonging and love while being used by the deity for its worship. Hints of Vessel's real-life problems show his tragic downfall in seeking to fix past mistakes and return to his lover. In the end, Vessel's blind obsession and infatuation with not feeling it all led him to commit to something that kills him for the promise of change. Sleep offers what Vessel can't obtain in reality, causing pain to him and those around them. Out of desperation, Vessel becomes an empty husk, entangled with a parasite slowly draining his life away. Now, it's time to dive into Sleep Token's ethos, their greatest achievement, and the most emotionally charged album in their trilogy, Take Me Back to Eden. First, a disclaimer. This video only scratches the surface of the lore and meanings behind each song and project. We've tried to provide a concise, linear, and clear summary with the resources available without going too off base and far-reaching. If you have further questions or think we missed something, I suggest doing your own research as the lore is highly subjective and non-linear with this recent release. Its lore is still hazy and less explored than the previous work. The band's third album continues the backstory of our protagonist and his parasitic relationship with Vessel's final struggle in his devotion to Sleep, suggesting Vessel is at his breaking point in service to the deity. He reflects on his past lover and realizes Sleep may not be the answer. But just like a drug addict relapsing, or a partner returning to an abuser, Vessel struggles between changing for the better or staying loyal to his deity. In Chokehold and the Summoning, Vessel appears to praise sleep, acting as if they were meant to be together. Chokehold portraying an overwhelming attraction to someone, comparing it to being entangled in a flood. Vessel acknowledges everyone's tie to sleep, presenting it as a message to all the worshippers. Despite recognizing his fall from grace, he still basks in sleep's glory, wishing to be swallowed by the deity again in 4, the track reflecting a dark turn with Vessel diving headfirst into a damaging relationship, indicating there's no turning back. This album serves as a redemption arc for Vessel, him reflecting on his past mistakes and demonstrating his will to move on and seek closure. Tracks like Granite, Aqua Regia, and Ascensionism illustrate his journey towards redemption. Granite reveals Vessel's addiction to a person, recognizing the issues in their relationship, but still finding it meaningful. He values himself, even though the relationship is non-committal. Aqua Regia being a bit more straightforward, depicting Vessel above the tumultuous relationship, claiming that he is the refining agent for gold, and recognizing his reliance on substances to cope, potentially referring to Aqua Regia as said substances that revert Vessel back to his former self before the real-world relationship. In Ascensionism, Vessel expresses his pain and anger as the relationship spirals downward, seeing his partner as unhealthy and deceptive. He vents his frustration, saying, "Who made you like this?" and points out warning signs.
Tell me you met me in past lives, past life, past what might be eating me from the inside.
Vessel resolves to ascend and leave them behind out of anger. Do You Wish That You Loved Me and Rain delve into Vessel's battle with his addiction to sleep. He faces his pain and says goodbye to his god, acknowledging the hooks they have in him. Despite their smile ending the vicious cycle of past pains, he bids a bittersweet farewell, desiring to experience their pleasure in touch one last time. These songs collectively depict Vessel's journey through pain, self-reflection, and eventual determination to move forward despite the challenges and addictions he faces to sleep. Vessel credits Sleep for the changes he overgoes in Take Me Back to Eden, the last track featuring his communication with Sleep. He grieves and falls out with his lover, witnessing the hell caused by the relationship and breakup, feeling insignificant and sickened, likening himself to a moth drawn to a flame. The verses depict Vessel's grief and contemplation of loss, realizing he needs to pick himself back up. In the breakdown, he screams to be taken back to Eden, a place of bliss before his current hell. The intro of Chokehold samples throughout the end, recalling his initial innocence. The closing track, Euclid, features a reborn Vessel, reaching out to his past lover to show how far he's come, and how much he's changed. He accepts the end of their relationship and seeks support from someone he cares about. The song ending with Vessel acknowledging his lover, reclaiming the space and time that belonged to them for himself. Throughout this album, Vessel achieves what many yearn for, to struggle, learn, and become a better person, to find the closure everyone deserves, regardless of the pain caused along the way. It conveys that no matter what, redemption and saving oneself are always possible. As with most of their projects, Vessel has generously provided more than just music, offering us character drawings for each song. These illustrations depict characters that embody the essence or vibe of their respective tracks. For instance, the character for Chokehold is reminiscent of a spider, tying in with the lyrics. Other characters amplify the themes of the songs, such as Aqua Reggia's figure resembling an alchemist whose traditional goal was to transform lead into gold. However, Aqua Regia is a substance that can dissolve gold. Subtle references to gold appear within the illustration, including its place on the periodic table, and the theory that the person in the music video represents gold being eroded by alcohol, or Aqua Regia. The line, ties into alcohol and connects with similar themes from other tracks. Perhaps the most notable character, especially with the recent masked changes, is Euclid's. The character notably holds Vessel's severed head in one hand and a dagger rests in the other. The face, or mask, possibly symbolizes that sleep has finally taken over Vessel, or suggesting that Vessel is dead and a new form of the frontman will emerge. This final character seems to signify the end of the cycle, the Sleep trilogy as we know it, and is the only character that appears to have succeeded in taking down Vessel. These pictures were the sole companions to the songs, with no additional text or explanations. Naturally, this led fans to theorize about each character's meaning and the significance of their details. These are just a few examples of the dozen images accompanying the album, and interpretations may vary. For a more in-depth breakdown of these characters, we highly recommend visiting the Sleep Token fan page. They offer detailed analysis and theories, some of which inspired this video, along with insights into other Sleep Token projects. In essence, Sleep Token songs often serve as metaphors for real-life toxic relationships and their complex dynamics, or they can be seen as intense, provocative tracks. Yet, as with many cryptic projects, there's always a deeper layer beyond what one might initially perceive. Sleep Token offers a unique perspective on anonymous, masked musical projects by delivering a richly personal and intricate lore anyone can connect to. The interpretation and order of the songs can vary widely from listener to listener, but one consistent theme emerges across all of their work. Nothing lasts forever. Sleep resides in us all, and worship him. Alright, that is it. You now have the full extensive lore guideline on Sleep Token. Now, like we mentioned multiple times in the video, this is entirely our opinion. So, if you disagree or you see things a little differently, please comment that down below and start a discussion, because we are all theorizers here, and just because I'm in front of a camera does not mean that I am 100% right. I am just as much of a Sleep Token fan as anybody out there, so I'm looking for more insight and different perspectives, so make sure to comment those down below. And like I said before, make sure to connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all social media, in the pinned comment, or in the description, and make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to keep the record spinning. And as always, thanks for watching and happy listening.